Hello guys, welcome to our channel The Foundation Course. Today we are going to discuss multiple choice questions from third chapter of NCERT Class 7 Geography. Third chapter is about our changing earth. So let's begin. Question number 1. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. The forces which act in the interior of the earth are called as endogenic forces. Statement 2. The forces which act on surface of the earth are called as exogenic forces. Choose the correct option. Option A, only one. Option B, only two. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. Answer is option C, that is both 1 and 2. The movement of the lithospheric plates causes changes on the surface of the earth. The earth movements are divided on the basis of the forces which causes them. The forces which act in the interior of the earth are called as endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are called as exogenic forces. Question number 2. Sudden movements are produced by option A, endogenic forces, option B, exogenic forces, option C, both A and B, option D, none of the above. Answer is option A, that is endogenic forces. Endogenic forces sometimes produce sudden movements and at the other times produces slow movements. Sudden movements like earthquakes and volcanoes cause mass destruction over the surface of the earth. Question number 3. Which of the following comes under endogenic forces? 1. Earthquakes. 2. Landslides. 3. Mountain formation. Choose the correct option. Option A, only 1. Option B, 1 and 2. Option C, 1 and 3. Option D, 1, 2 and 3. Answer is option D, that is 1, 2 and 3. Endogenic forces sometimes produce sudden movements. Sudden movements like earthquakes, volcanoes, landslides and mountain formations are caused due to endogenic forces. Question number 4. Select the correct pair regarding types of earthquake waves. 1. P waves, also called transverse waves. 2nd. S waves, also called surface waves. 3rd. L waves, also called longitudinal waves. Select the incorrect option. Option A, only 1. Option B, 1 and 2. Option C, 1 and 3. Option D, all of the above. Answer is option D, that is all of the above. That is, all of the above are wrong. There are 3 types of earthquake waves. That is, P waves, also called as longitudinal waves. S waves, also called as transverse waves. L waves, also called as surface waves. Question number 5. Consider the following statements about earthquakes. Statement 1. The strength of the earthquake increases away from the center. Statement 2. Greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter. Choose the correct option. Option A, only 1. Option B, only 2. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. Answer is option B, that is only 2. In most earthquakes, the epicenter is the point where the greatest damage takes place and its effect decreases as we go away from the center. Question number 6. Consider the following statements about earthquakes. Statement 1. Earthquakes can be measured with an instrument called seismograph. Statement 2. The magnitude of the earthquakes is measured on the Richter scale. Choose the correct option. Option A, only 1. Option B, only 2. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. Answer is option C, that is both 1 and 2. Seismographs accurately record the motion of the ground during an earthquake. They are connected to bedrock to get a close reading. The magnitude of the earthquakes is measured on the Richter scale. Magnitude measures the energy released at the source of the earthquake. Question number 7. Which one of the following is the world's highest waterfall? Option A, Angel Falls. Option B, Victoria Falls. Option C, Niagara Falls. Option D, Jog Falls. Answer is option A, that is Angel Falls. Angel Falls is located in Venezuela of South America. Victoria Falls is located on the borders of Zambia and Zimbabwe in Africa. Niagara Falls located on the border between Canada and USA in North America. Jog Falls is located in the Indian state of Karnataka. Question number 8. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Erosion is the breaking up of the rocks on the Earth's surface. Statement 2. Weathering is the wearing away of the landscape by different agents like water, wind, and ice. Choose the correct option. Option A, only one. Option B, only two. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. Answer is option D, that is neither 1 nor 2. Weathering is a breaking up of the rocks on the Earth's surface. Erosion is a wearing away of the landscape by different agents like water, wind, and ice. Question number 9. Which of the following is not an erosional feature of sea waves? Option A, cliff. Option B, beach. Option C, sea cave. Option D, stack. Answer is option B, that is beach. Beach is not an erosional feature of the sea waves, but it is a depositional feature of sea waves. Sea waves continuously strike at the rocks, cracks develop. Over time, they become larger and wider. Thus, hollow like caves are formed on the rocks. These are called sea caves. As these cavities become bigger and bigger, only the roof of the cave remains and thus forming sea arches. Further erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left. These falls-like features are called as stacks. The steepy rocky coast rising almost vertically above seawater is called sea cliff. The sea waves deposit sediments along the shores, forming beaches. Question number 10. Mushroom rocks are found in option A, underwater. Option B, river valleys. Option C, glaciers. Option D, deserts. Answer is option D, that is deserts. An active agent of erosion and deposition in the deserts is wind. In deserts, you can see rocks in the shape of mushrooms, commonly called as mushroom rocks. Winds erode the lower section of the rock more than the upper part. Therefore, such rocks have narrower base and wider top. Question number 11. The depositional feature of a glacier is option A, floodplain. Option B, leaves. Option C, moraines. Option D, valleys. Answer is option C, moraines. Glaciers are rivers of ice which erode the landscape by bulldozing soil and stones to expose the solid rock below. Glaciers carve out deep hollows there. As the ice melts, they get filled up with water and become beautiful lakes in the mountains. The material carried by the glacier, such as rocks, become small, sand and silt gets deposited. These deposits form glacial moraines. Question number 12. Oxbow lakes are found in option A, glaciers. Option B, river valleys. Option C, deserts. Option D, mountains. Answer is option B, that is river valleys. As the river enters a plain, it twists and turns, forming large bends known as meanders. Due to continuous erosion and deposition along the sides of the meander, the ends of the meander loop comes closer and closer. In due course of time, the meander loop cuts off from the river and forms a cut-off lake, also known as Oxbow Lake. Question number 13. As the river approaches the sea, the speed of the water, option A, decreases. Option B, increases. Option C, remains same. Option D, none of the above. Answer is option A, that is decreases. As the river approaches the sea, the speed of the flowing water decreases. Question number 14. The river which break up into number of streams and the streams which flows away from the river are called as option A, tributaries. Option B, distributaries. Option C, deltas. Option D, none of the above. Answer is option B, that is distributaries. As the river approaches the sea, the speed of the flowing water decreases and the river begins to break up into number of streams called distributaries. The river becomes slow that it begins to deposit its load. Each distributary forms its own mouth. The collection of the sediments from all the mouths forms a delta. Question number 15. The raised banks are called as option A, loess. Option B, dunes. Option C, leaves. option D, none of the above. Answer is option A, that is leaves. Guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much guys for watching the video. Have a nice day.